All right, welcome to episode 13 of Building an Imperial Base. Over the past couple of weeks, we managed to get a ton of progress done on this mock project. 2 weeks ago, I pretty much finished up the interior of the base, adding lights and everything. And then last week, I recruited the help of my family to get the terrain work done. So we're nearing the end. This is going to be the second to last episode of the series. So I'm really excited for everything that's going to be going on today. So let's get into the video. So considering this is going to be the last update before the finale, I really need to focus on getting this base finished. And I've had a bunch of ideas of what we're going to do with this, but basically what I want to do is have an artillery cannon somewhere here, and then maybe some like HVAC systems or whatever, and then try to tile everything off as best as I can, and then just, go through and add some detail here and there and everything. So that's going to be this week's update. But first we need to come up with an idea for the turbo laser. So I'm just gonna sit back and try to figure something out. All right, so I'm really glad I kept this from our last big build, is so you can see the progression of as you kind of get better at building the things you can create. So this is what we had defending our base in the last mock project, and then this is what I've just came up with for this one. It 360 rotates. It's got tons of detailing on at least the top, and it also has a little bit of leeway there with the cannons. Now that is very reminiscent of, I'm going to put a picture up here on the left of an Imperial turbo laser, which is exactly what we're going for. So that is going to be perfect to put in the mock. So let's go throw it on. Now we got to decide where it's going to end up going. And I initially had an intention of putting it right here, and I think that's probably a good spot for it. When I was doing the roof, I put this weird sort of modified plate there, and it's going to sit nicely right on top of that. But we need to get to doing the rest of the detail work, and actually what I want to get to is doing this here, and I've got the perfect piece for it actually. So as I was building the turbo laser, I realized that I had a ton of these pieces, and I'm going to just go and fill out that whole part where the studs are still showing, and we'll take a look at it in a sec. Okay, so as you guys saw, I covered up those railings there and then added some vents, just really covering up this whole area, and I think that looks a lot better now. It's not just a bunch of exposed studs, so that's cool. I also added one more layer onto the turbo laser there, so it's a little bit higher, and now we can finally focus on the roof, which what I want to do is use a sideways building technique and just cover this off so I don't have to use so much tile on this part because I just don't have much. And I also want to use this little circular build I have. It's, maybe part of the HVAC system or whatever, so let's get to building that. All right, with those last little bits of greeble and detail on the roof, it's safe to say that the base is pretty much complete at this point. And I love the way this really brought everything together and tied everything in. So as you can see here, I utilized some slope pieces there to make the bridge a little bit fancier looking. And then we've also got some lights, little generators of some sort, HVAC systems, greeble behind the turbo laser. Everything just really pulls it together. I love the way it looks, and this structure is a lot larger than I initially thought it'd be. It's almost 45 bricks tall, I think, which is, in person, it's really quite large. So I love that we were able to get that much done. All right, and what I like to do at the end of every mock project before the finale is do a little bit of an inventory check of the armies. So just starting off with the Imperial side here, we've got 20 stormtroopers, some scouts, officers, and pilots. And that's a pretty sizable force for the Imperial side. And then, of course, we've got the attacking force of the rebels, led by Luke, Chewie, Leia, and Han is going to be captured in the base. And then we have just a bunch of rebel troopers here. So really happy with the size of the armies. They've grown a little bit over the course of this project, and the biggest thing is just availability. These minifigs aren't very easy to get your hands on right now because they're just not in a ton of sets, so I'm happy with that. Now, lastly, I want to talk about how I'm going to do the finale a bit differently for this mock project. So there's a few YouTubers. One that comes to mind is Coin. He does these phases of a battle, and I want to try doing that with this mock, is having sort of a beginning, middle, and end, and creating a story out of the mock instead of just having, you know, the typical snapshot of a battle, which is, you know, what I've done in the past. I just think you can create some really cool stories and bring more life to the build by doing it in phases. So we're going to be trying that out for this one, and I just thought I'd let you guys know. Anyways, guys, it's going to wrap up episode 13 for us today. It's been an insanely productive week. Like the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've managed to get a ton of stuff done. Just a few weeks ago, I just really had no idea what I was going to do for the base. And then now taking a look at it with all the lighting in and everything, it just looks so awesome. I hope you guys have been enjoying the last few weeks, because I definitely have. And I'm really excited to start filming the finale. So we're going to get that to you guys next week. And I hope to see you then. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.